In this video, we're going to create the head of the ratchet. So let's get started and click on the top plane, and we are going to create a sketch in that top plane. We're going to start with a center line like we did when we made the handle. And so I'm just going to click on the origin here and just come up here somewhere. I want to make sure it's vertical, and we'll put the center line in there. Next, and again, this doesn't need to be precise. And again, you can follow along in the book as well, and this is on page 130. But if I select my line, and I'm just going to click out here somewhere, about here. Again, it doesn't exactly matter. And I'm going to start by drawing kind of a diagonal line up. And when it looks about like that, when I click on this line, before you do anything else, we're going to use the auto transitioning from a line to an arc. And if you remember in one of our first lessons, we did this. And by doing that, if I extend this out like I'm going to create another line, and then I come back to that point and then come out, it's going to automatically start to create an arc. And so if I come around here, and I'm going to look for that transition line, and I'm just trying to get it about this distance on the other side. Oop, now I kind of messed it up. All right, I'm just going to back up and get out of there. I'm going to do that again. There's my inference line across. And so once I click that I'm accepting that arc, it is going to go back into line again. And I'm going to come down. I'm looking for my inference line for that angle. And it matches the other one. And now I'm looking for that horizontal inference line. And I'm going to stop there. Okay, let's start a new line. And we'll use the auto inference again. So there's my start. I'm going to come out, I'm going to come back, and then it will come out. Let's see if we can get this to do this. There we go. And we're going to close that right there. So now we've got our ratchet head kind of at least closed in there. And so now we're going to add some sketch relations. I want to make sure that my arcs are tangent to those lines, and so I'm going to select this and hit my control key and select that, and there is a tangent relation there, and I can see that here, and it looks like we're just missing one here. So let's OK this, and let's select this angled line, control key, and this, and there is a tangent relationship between those two. So we're okay there. Okay, so let's bring this center line down just a little bit, down to maybe about here. And we're going to click on this arc, hold your control key down, and click on the center line of that, or the point, the end point of that center line. And we are going to put a coincident relation on those. Oops, wrong one. Delete the coincident. And what I meant to do, so let's just click out and get out of there. And if we highlight that arc, what I want to do is click on the center point of the arc, then hit my control and the end point of the center line. And those we want to merge. And what that did is it moved the center line, or the center point of that arc, to the end point of that center line. And we want to do the same with this one. And so I'm going to hover over this arc. That's okay. Let's accept this green check mark first. We're going to hover over this arc and find the center of that arc, which is right here. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to hit my control key. And I'm going to select my origin. Click that, and we want to merge these as well. And now you can see that it changed the shape of that a little bit, but it kept the center of this arc with this endpoint, and it kept the center of this arc with the origin. Now let's go ahead and dimension these arcs. So this first one, we're going to do a radius. Oops. Smart dimension. And so because there's an R in the front of that dimension, I know it's already set to radius. And so I'm going to click on it, and this one should be 13 millimeters. And we'll click on this arc, and this diameter we are going to change to 16. It looks a little weird, but we're not done adjusting. So let's accept those with a green check mark. Next, we're going to dimension this center line. And so smart dimension. And we're going to make this 18 millimeters. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to extrude that. Let's change our view to isometric. And we're going to go to Features. We're going to extrude boss base. In this one, we're going to do a midplane. We're going to set our depth to 20 millimeters. And we want draft on this of, again, 8 degrees. And so it's already entered in there from our last selection. And I can kind of get that preview, and I can see the draft is going the correct way. And I'm going to click and accept. And now we've got our ratchet head complete. And it's integrated with this transition piece, or the neck, and the handle. Now you can see that we didn't have to dimension the length of that neck because we controlled it with this head, and we merged it with the head. And now that is correct so far. Our sketch and everything was fully defined, and we'll end the video here, and we'll pick up with the next one.